Oh, wow. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, world. How you doing? It's your boy Jack. Um, I just wanted to do what I always do, share a few thoughts with y'all. Um, Today will be a little different for me. And what I mean by that is that I'm really going to share a few of my sincere thoughts with you guys. And what I mean by that is like here lately, I've been privy to some conversations around black manhood and mental health or feelings behind the 1 year anniversary of George Floyd and things of that nature. And those are some real conversations, and I feel that they need to be had and whatnot. And I'm grateful to be a part of them. But at the same time, I really don't feel like um, I really don't feel like anything is really being done or maybe not being said. And what I mean by that is like a lot of you guys know me, and so quite often I'm very blunt and to the point. But the one thing I always do is I always apologize in advance for whatever it is that I'm about to say. Well, today is not that day. No, this is not going to be a mad black man rant, angry black man rant. It's not even about racism. Um, it's about being unapologetic, right? Um, I need to quit apologizing for being me. I need to quit apologizing for saying what I feel or what I think. And what I mean by that is like just even last night in the conversation, I log on to this and I'm really thinking that it's going to be a lot of individuals that are African American and, we're not just going to like, you know, bash society or the white America or whatnot, but just have a legitimate conversation. And so I clicked the Zoom link and there's numerous white people all over this Zoom call. And to be honest with you, at first I was kind of offended. I'm like, hey, why do white people want to be a part of a black conversation? And then I thought about it. They need to be a part of this conversation. You know, my takeaway from the conversation last night was what I always say. No one is like affected by something until it hits your front doorstep. And what I mean by that, like, I never really look at it until it's right outside my window, like if it's happening to me or a family member, right? But the things that we see around the world today, the same things we see around this country today, they've been happening for eons, right? And nobody ever paid attention to it. The one thing the George Floyd incident did was it brought it to everyone's front doorstep, right? It made it a reality for a lot of people. You know, it's different hearing about the loss of life, but when you actually visually see the loss of life, it should. Not everybody is affected the same way, but you know, for me, if you have 1 ounce of humanity in you, you should never be the same after seeing that. You should never be the same after viewing that. You know, I only seen it one time. I could only see it one time, and I couldn't take it, right? Um, and again, this is not about George Floyd. This is not about racism. It's about apologizing all the time for like being myself, right? And what I mean by that is every day I wake up and I struggle with what to wear, right? Something as simple as getting dressed in the morning. And what I mean by that is, I grew up in the hood, we'll say, and our culture is different in the hood. The way we dress, the way we act, the way we talk, even the language is different, right? And today I'm deemed a professional, or some may even call me a leader, which I still doubt that on most days, and mainly because I don't like the spotlight, right? But I struggle in the morning, like, what am I gonna wear, right? And because if I wear this, I'm gonna appear to be a thug, which is my culture that I grew up in, right? And then if I wear that and I go to the hood, I'm gonna be deemed as the black white boy, right? Because the cultures are different, the dress is different, the mannerisms are different. And so I always find myself silently apologizing for being Jack. On any given Sunday, Jack is a complicated creature, right? And I find myself apologizing for buying a dirt bike at 50, right? Jack, you're having a midlife crisis. No, I'm not having a midlife crisis. I'm finally at a point and mature enough in life to where I want to enjoy life. I want to do some of the things I've only thought about doing, and it's not a bucket list. I just want to live. It's not something I want to do before I leave here. It's just my peace is different than other people's peace today. And I shouldn't have to apologize for that, right? And not that I'm running around here verbally apologizing, which I do sometimes, but most of the time I'm silently apologizing. Like, I'm a veteran, and so when I go around other veterans, I want to wear my veteran ball cap, but I'm comfortable wearing my ball cap to the back. But most veterans always wear their ball cap to the front, and so I want to appease the masses, and so I turn my ball cap to the front. I want to look presentable, and I really, it's not even about being presentable. I really just want to be socially accepted, right? And every time I strive to be socially accepted, I pretty much cut or edit or remix a piece of Jack, right? I mean, internally, like deep down to the core, right? Because I'm not being true to Jack at all, right? And I shouldn't have to live like that. People often say that you shouldn't have conversations with yourself. Society says, hey, don't talk to yourself. And, it's always a trademark cliche. It's okay to talk to yourself, just don't answer. Well, these days, I always talk to myself and I have to answer myself because some of the things that I think, once I hear it out loud, sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't make sense. But I need to have that conversation because I'm already running around living in fear, like who's going to accept me, who's not going to accept me, what box am I going to fit in today, right? And so my thoughts today is live your life unapologetically. Be whoever you are, right? Whoever you feel that you are. And if you don't know who you are and you're in the midst of finding out who you are, that's okay too. You shouldn't have to apologize for finding yourself. You shouldn't have to apologize. You shouldn't have to silently apologize for being you, right? In most low income neighborhoods, education is frowned upon. I like school, right? And so I found myself having to dummy down to fit in with some people, right? And all that did was cause me like misery, or it was extremely uncomfortable, right? Because how dare you be educated, Jack? You pronounce your words, you sound white. Okay, I just sound like I read a book and I enjoy education, right? Or I shouldn't have to silently apologize for liking to fish or wanting to do indoor rock climbing or going paintballing. Everybody else is enjoying their life, and I've put myself in a box because it's not culturally accepted in my neighborhood to do some of these things. But those are the things that bring me peace. So again, I challenge you to be you, be an unapologetic you, right? And that's my challenge to myself. I'm not only challenging you, I'm challenging myself, right? And it's a really big deal because I remember school and I remember high school, and my memory of high school is probably a lot different than yours, right? And I remember being a part of the band, and I remember not fitting in there, and I remember trying to be a jock, and I'm an average athlete. I'm pretty good when I put my mind to it. I can play multiple sports, right? But I wasn't, the high school superstar, and I didn't get the newspaper articles and clippings and whatnot, right? And so I tried art, I tried theater, I really, and nowhere in there did I feel like I fit in because I didn't want to conform to the box, right? And so today, I decided to live outside of the box, right? And what I mean by that is, am I angry about the George Floyd incident? Yes. But I'm more angry at like our leaders. I'm more angry at the people that it didn't touch. And I'm more angry at the individuals that this was just a trend, it was just a fad, it was just a moment in time, and I just wanted to be a part of it, right? And what I mean, like, by that is like all the protests have gone away, all the marches have gone away, all the media attention has gone away, right? But the memory of what happened has not gone away. Um, so, what are you doing about having that memory? Is what I'll say, right? And what I mean by that is, for a lot of people, that memory, that visual is traumatizing, right? And you're gonna carry that with you for the rest of your life, right? But my thing is like, what are you gonna do with that anger? What are you gonna do with that fear? What are you gonna do with that sadness? What are you gonna do with that grief? Are you gonna live unapologetically, or are you gonna conform to the masses? Are you gonna just like go, just keep going by and by, as they would say, right? You know, I'm not asking anyone to go out and be some type of radical militant, and, you know, join the Black Panther Party or a Black Lives Matter party or whatever, wherever you're from party. I don't care. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, whoever you are, Jack, be who you are, Jack, and be okay with who you are, Jack, and don't apologize for it, Jack. I don't know if this content helped anybody. This video ran a little longer than what I really intended it for it to be, but hopefully I'm not the only one feeling the way that I feel. And if I am, I'm okay with that too. Peace.